Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the Strategy Game podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today we are talking about something super important: who people are going to be and the different customer types that we need to serve in order to reopen our businesses successfully. Hey everyone, so let's dive right into this content because I think you're going to find it to be really valuable. I'm hoping that you're going to find it to be valuable, and I know that as you are stepping into planning how you might reopen and pivot and shift and build back your business throughout this season, the most important thing that you do first is connect with your customer, because they are going to be the ones that are going to support and drive growth in your business. So today we're going to talk about these 3 customer types and that will emerge from quarantine. And this was such a great session that we had with Mike Gonzalez, my colleague, and we're currently co-launching a mastermind that we're really excited about called Strategy Game. And this came out of that as we were thinking through what kind of value we can deliver to entrepreneurs, small businesses, leaders of organizations and movements and nonprofits. And these 3 types, it really starts with these 3 types and then developing a strategy around that. So type 1 is the hopeful. This person has a positive outlook on current conditions. They tend to be more optimistic. They will happily wear a face mask and sanitize their hands before and after doing business with you. And in some cases, they may not wear a face mask or gloves because they're confident that things are beginning to go back to normal. The hopeful is the customer that is the designated errand runner in times of quarantine. They prefer engaging in person, and they will be the first to stand in line when you reopen. They are excited and ready for things to get back to some sense of normalcy. Type 2 is the hesitant. So this customer has been closely monitoring the situation more closely by really digesting everything they can, every single piece of information about how this virus has spread, all the potential risks they may face of leaving their home. And they want things to go back to the way they used to be, but they faced a reality that things may never go back to normal, or at least not for a very long time. So this customer really wants the reassurance from you. They want to see exactly what you're doing to keep them safe, and they want to interact with your team, maybe only virtually or in contactless methods. They want to see that you are practicing social distancing, that you are wearing gloves and face masks and rigorously cleaning. And we all do, right? But we're just talking about the dynamics of the different personality types. So the hopeful or the optimist may be a little less stringent on their standards. They may be a little bit more lax and may not notice as much attention to detail, and may be willing to venture out and interact with you in person, socially distanced, safety, but they will probably be the first to come back. So the hesitant, if there's no digital, virtual, contactless options, may not come back, or may not come back as quickly. So this is really stuff we need to think about in gaining our entire customer database back. Type 3 may be the homebody. So this type may see the quarantine as a good thing. They already embraced every app and digital option available. And so whether it was attending events online or ordering delivery and takeout, they prefer to be home most times. And so they just prefer this digital delivery method or product or service that you offer online forward for the foreseeable future. They're glad about it and they're content being at home. And so if there is no virtual option for them, they might look for another alternative online, or a different method of experience. And so if you really want to be able to reopen your business and drive the revenues back to where they were or similar to where they were pre-COVID, it's really important to understand that the whole of our customer base is now divided into these segments. And then when we really look and dive into these segments, then the strategy becomes clear, because to capture that remaining, say it's 50% that may be a homebody or a hesitant, we need to create strategies for them in order to serve them. And so what can we do to adapt and prepare our business to serve all 3 of these customer types? We need to really revisit the way that we have delivered value in the past and remap it out through journey mapping. So we're going to dive into what this might look like. And for the 7 steps that you can use, we're going to get really specific and dive into all of those details. And you can check that out. But I want you to head to www.storywork.co/strategygame. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.